I'm Elizabeth Child. I'm here at Heartwork Studio in Northfield. And we're here today to do a little bit of core practice. This core practice is going to give you a lifting energy that supports and stabilizes your practice. It's not so much about doing that hardcore gym workout. It's really about finding a deep internal support for your yoga practice. So without further ado, we're going to just sit up nice and tall. I should tell you it's nice to have a block for this practice. It might be nice to sit on a blanket or get your hips up on something. You could even sit on your block. If you don't have a block, just feel free to grab a big book. So close your eyes and find your sitting bones underneath you. And just start to relax your shoulders down and feel the length in the back of your neck. And just start to notice your breath. And so notice the fact that you're breathing. And start to expand your belly as you inhale. So sometimes we hang on so tightly to the belly, but that actually hampers the depth of the breath. So we're going to just expand the inhale, expanding the belly, and exhale, just release that expansion. So we're going to be doing a breath practice called Kapalabhati breath. And that's just to ignite the fire in the belly, right here, right in the solar plexus, actually. And the breath goes like this. We simply pump in and out on the exhale. So we're going to just take quick breaths like that. And if you feel out of breath or you're just not getting enough oxygen, then just slow it down or come back to natural breath. This is not about hyperventilating. It's about just creating some energy in the core. So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, and then just start this quick breath through the nose. So inhale and exhale and inhale now if that's too fast, slow it down. And then just come to a natural breath, so that was a good practice. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and when you start, you'll exhale right from the solar plexus. And then just breathe in and out, and notice how you feel, and you may feel a little lightness in your head from doing that, so just come back to a deep breath. And we're going to lie down on our backs, and so you can just move your props out of the way for now. And just take a nice full body stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Bend your knees up the width of the mat. And then just let your knees flop over to one side. So I'm flopping them over to the left. I'm just going to take a big reach with my right arm. Stretch out that whole side of the body. You can even curl your arm a little bit over your head. Or maybe hang on to the wrist, but keep both shoulders down. And just take a couple nice deep breaths there. You feel a stretch in right in your hip joint, maybe in your lower back. And then lift your knees again. Exhale to the other side and lengthen out your left arm if your knees are going over to the right. Take some deep breaths. And exhale. So one thing I should mention about this practice is this is a practice for daytime. You don't want to do this this practice right before bed. This is a practice that's going to enliven your energy. And then rock your knees back up. Just center your hips and bring your knees all the way into your chest. You're going to kind of walk the back side of your hips down the mat, lengthening out both sides of your back. And we're going to hold the right knee and extend down through the left. We're going to take the left knee or left hand around the knee and exhale and just come to a little twist and then turn your head and then rock back on inhale. Exhale into your twist. You're just finding your core, just twisting it and opening it up, and then back. And exhale across. Not so much that you're straining, just so that you're opening up the back and the hip, the core area, which in yoga includes the back. It's not just about the front, it's not just about the abdominals. And then rock back up, hug both knees. Extend your right leg down. See if you can get the back side of your right leg down to the floor. Take a hold of your left knee. Exhale, using your breath on exhale to twist. And inhale, back to center. And exhale into the twist. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist, and just stay here. See if you can get this left shoulder down. If it pops up, then see if you can take your right chest and bring it more out to the right, and that will settle down your left shoulder. Or just tip the knee up a little bit so that your shoulders are flat. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, and bring your knees all the way back in. We're going to take a hold of just the right knee, extend through the left leg, and then find that place where your ankle and your knee and your hip are aligned. Just bring the knees straight in, aligned with your hip, and out. Make sure that you've got a nice line. Then we're going to exhale and lift that leg up and slowly lower it down. And you can flex and point the foot as you do that. So I'm going to point as I lift and flex as I lower. Now this is really a lower back strengthener. So the back side of the core is getting strengthened here. And moving slowly, exhaling as I lift, and inhaling as I lower, exhaling to lift. Not coming up too high. As you come up higher, it starts to actually get easier. So we're trying to create a little weight bearing for that leg, keeping it in space where it's still working and recruiting the muscle fibers of your back all the way up to you're using the psoas, inside of the thigh, which goes all the way up to the back, is a muscle called the psoas. And so that's what we're working, and it's excellent for people that have lower back strain. It strengthens and it stretches. We're going to come to the other side, lengthening out the right leg, and then just bring the knee all the way in. Make sure it's tracking with your hip and ankle, and then out. We're going to point and lift, flex and lower. Really slowly, nice and slow. Exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Trying to keep an even pace so you're not speeding up anywhere in the lift or anywhere in the descent. Just keeping a nice, even, steady pace. Breathing out and breathing in. Exhale. Exhale. Your leg starts to shake enough, you've probably done enough. Mine's starting to, so I'm going to bring the knee in, about 8 on each side. And then we're going to lower the feet to the floor, come to Supta Baddha Konasana. So the feet are together, and we're just going to bring the knees apart, press the feet firmly together. And as you press the feet together, notice that the energy will rise up through the inner thighs and all the way through the base of the pelvis. So rise up the base of the pelvis all the way behind the belly button. So we're trying to create a lifting energy here. And we're going to do that on exhale. So we're going to press the soles of the feet together on exhale and feel a lift through the base of the pelvis up behind the belly button. So inhale, release. Exhale, press your feet together and feel a lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, press the feet and feel that lift. It also flattens out your lower back. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale, release. And exhale. Good. And then bring your knees all the way together and just rock yourself up. We're going to come on to hands and knees. You come on to hands and knees. Just take a cat and cow. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. As you inhale, lower your belly and look forward. As you exhale, lift your middle back, head down, tailbone down. And inhale. And exhale. Just keep it simple. And inhale. And exhale. Coming to a neutral spine, we're going to reach the right leg out and see if you can find the lower pelvis, the perineum, lifting up a little bit and your belly button lifting up a little bit as you stretch that leg behind you. And then reach out the left arm. Breathe, so don't forget to breathe. Exhale, bring your elbow and knee together. And inhale and reach out. Exhale, knee and elbow. Inhale. So if this is hard for you to keep your balance, just bring your hand down and take it with your knee only. And then reach out. Come back to either this or cross body balance. Lower down. Now reaching the left leg out, hug the belly button up and in. See if you can find that perineum underneath the pelvis, bottom of the pelvis. Pull that up. And maybe lift the arm. Exhale very slowly, bring your elbow into your knee, knee into elbow. Inhale to reach out. So just finding your balance, finding your core strength. And inhale, reaching out. Exhale. In. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. In. And reach. And then lower. Bring your knees underneath you. Widen your hands, stepping forward about a handprint. Tuck your toes. Exhale into down dog. I'm just going to stretch out the calves. So leaning one way and then the other walking the dog. Just assuming this might be a morning practice for you, so you need to get things stretched out. And to stretch out your sides, we're just going to turn the left foot sideways and bring the left hand forward and press into the left hand and out through the left hip. Just taking a nice stretch here. And breathe into that left side. And then walk your feet underneath you. Take the right foot behind the left. Right hand a little bit forward. Press. And let the right hip come back. Breathing into the right chest. Coming back to down dog, and just walk your feet underneath you. We're going to find our block, place it between the thighs, just above the knees. We're going to inhale to a halfway lift. You can put your hands on your shin bones for that. Squeeze the block with your thighs, and just send your sitting bones out, away from each other. And then exhale, bow forward. You can bend your knees. And just bow forward. And again, inhale, squeeze in the block. Send your sitting bones out and away from you. Now as you exhale, see if you can draw the perineum up and in, draw the belly button up and in. So take another inhale. And then as you exhale, draw up and in. Again, it's okay to bend the knees and just fold forward. And inhale. Draw the belly button and the perineum in, fold forward. This time we're going to come all the way up to standing. Press down through your feet to stand. Inhale, squeeze the block and reach up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Take a nice deep breath here. You can remove your block, place it to the side, and face the side of your mat. Nice wide legs. We're going to rotate the right toes out and left toes just slightly in. Inhale, big reach. Exhale into warrior two. We're going to come into warrior two and then come into side angle, giving ourselves a nice stretch for the whole side. So the core also includes the side body. We're going to get that stretched out. Place your right arm over your right leg. Inhale. And as you reach and look up into your hand. And then just stay here and lower your arm. Look as you lower. And inhale, nice big reach, and exhale to lower. Inhale, this time look down at your toes. This is just a nice neck stretch. Looking down at your toes, same thing with the arm, but feel that neck opening. Inhale, looking down. Keep looking down and just open your arm down to your side. Press into your right foot, rise up, rotate right toes in, left toes out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Fold elbow over the leg. Inhale, slowly reaching. Exhale. Arm down. Inhale, big reach. Exhale, and down. And remember, we're going to look to the floor this time. So look down to your lower toes, your front toes, and then keep looking down and bring your arm back. Inhale to reach. We're trying to open up our shoulder a little bit here. So just keep that right shoulder open. Inhale to reach. And rise all the way up, turning your toes toward the edge of the mat. We're going to fold all the way down, nice forward fold. Take a nice deep stretch here, bow your head forward and down. You can bend your knees. We're going to walk the hands forward. Big inhale. On exhale, hug your lower belly up and in. Walk your hands back underneath you. Inhale. Hug the lower belly in, exhale. So just finding that lower belly again. We're going to rotate the right toes out. Find your block. Place it down on the floor, about even with your heel. Coming forward, just lean forward onto the block. If you can get your right leg straight, that's good. If not, don't worry about it, bend the knee. We're going to turn the right toes in just slightly and widen out the sitting bones here. We're going to take a big inhale, and on exhale, we're going to find the lower belly, and the perineum is going to lift up, so that lower pelvis is going to lift up. So we're going to take a big breath. On exhale, we're going to hug in the lower belly and the perineum, the lower pelvis. We're going to shift the block all the way to the other side of the leg. Keep hugging this in even as you inhale. And then lift up into triangle pose. So that you feel really rooted and solid right here in the core, but you're breathing into the chest area. Big breaths. If that causes you to feel short of breath, just breathe. Breath is the most important part of yoga. Keep pulling the right sitting bone down, reaching up with the top arm. Lower, come through center, rotate right toes in, and we're just going to place the block here, rotating the left toes out about 45 degrees. Now we're going to widen the sitting bones again, so poke your left sitting bone out to the left. This is going to give you a really nice hamstring stretch, and just allow your belly to soften. Taking a couple breaths here. And then on an exhale, draw the belly button up toward the spine. Draw up the perineum, rotate the foot. Keep drawing in the lower belly. Block on the other side of your leg. Bend in the knee if you need to. And reaching up into triangle pose. So if you need to, bend the knee. Reaching up. See if you can hug in that lower belly as you reach up. Sometimes we get over exuberant and we open up the chest here, but just have the hand in your peripheral vision. Taking a couple nice breaths here. Good, and then just turn your toes toward the edge of the mat. Lock down. And come down to your knees. And you can turn and come into child's pose on your mat. Coming into child's pose, breathe. So feel the lower back widen. And if you need to stay there longer to stretch out your back, feel free to do that. If you need to take a cat and cow, feel free to do that. We're going to end with just a little bit of abdominal work. So we're going to come to our sitting bones. So this is a pretty big abdominal strengthener. So you have a couple options. So we're going to actually take this boat pose, but we're going to take it with lengthened legs coming down the mat. I call this long boat. And we're just going to stay here. Now if that's hard on your lower back, you're going to come here, maybe hold on to the backs of the legs, and work on just reaching out the arms here. As we start to develop strength, we're going to come into this position, hold in the lower belly, and if you've been holding it that whole time, relax. Bring your head into your knees. We're going to come into that one more time with Kapala body breath. So we're going to engage that quick breath that we had at the very start of the practice, right through the nose, kind of like a Pilates breath if you've taken Pilates. And we're going to lower down, come into that long boat. Smile. So depending on your strength, you can keep going. When you start to feel this in the lower back, that's a really good sign that it's time to stop. When you're ready, just lower down. Take a full body stretch. Inhale, deep breath, relax your belly. Open up your mouth, sigh out the breath. Big inhale. Sigh out the breath. And then find your block. Just take a little restorative posture. Block either flat, underneath your sacrum, resting here, maybe up here, and resting here. If you've got super Gumby back, way up here, and resting. If that's not restful for you, take one of the first two positions. Close your eyes. Just let your arms come out to the sides. And completely relax. So now the belly is open. You're no longer trying to draw that energy up and in. You're just relaxing your belly. Breathing deep down into the perineum. So you may want to stay here for a few minutes, maybe as many as 5 minutes. When your breath has returned to a normal breath, just a natural, slow breath, then just lift your hips, pick your block up, take your back down, hug your knees. Maybe rock a little bit like we did at the beginning, walking each side of the hip down the mat. Stretch your legs out, taking a few minutes to rest in Shavasana. Close your eyes. If you have some time, stay here. Again, another 5 minutes would be really nice if you have that time to just stay. You can hit pause on the video. And then when you're done, roll over to one side, come up to seated. And just find a comfortable seated position. And just notice how you feel. So this is an energizing practice. So see if you created a nice vitality through this practice. You could do this a couple times a week and start to really build the strength of the deep, subtle core muscles. Bring your hands into Namaste, hands, Anjali Mudra. Thanks for being with me today. Namaste.